Hey, Phil. Hi, Sue. Hi, Dale.
That
Everyone-
that must be John on Portola Valley Meeting Room.
That's me. Oh, let me turn on my video. I'm actually not in Portola Valley, so it's a misnomer. I'm in Boston
Uh-huh.
visiting my son. So let's see here. We have how many members in the committee? I was just counting. I think we have 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 members of the committee. So a quorum would be 5 or more. And I've got confirmation from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if everybody, if everybody who says they are going to attend attends, we'll just barely have a quorum. So I'm going to start
Okay.
sending reminder emails, reminder texts. All right.
Okay, it's just 39 seconds after 1 p.m. right now, so
All right.
people may log on.
Jerry says she's trying to get on the link. Let's see who else. Ryan said he could not make it, as did Heidi. I don't think Sarah will be making it. So if yeah, all we need is Tam and Jerry, who's trying to log on, and we're good. So I'm going to go ahead and call Tam. So just a moment, please. Hi, Jerry.
I don't know, I had trouble texting you too. So I got off my phone, I'm on my laptop now.
Okay.
I can see myself and you can hear me.
We all see you, Jerry.
I'm coming.
We see you. And
And you raised me one, huh? I had to get in here because I can't take notes on my
Yeah.
lap. I don't do too well. Okay, I'm getting set up. Yeah, I don't know why I texted you a little after 12.
I got the text. I was just in a prior meeting.
Yeah. And well, it took me 10 tries at Dr. Lasani's office to get it out. So then I sent it when I got home just now. So,
Got it.
all right. Do we have a quorum?
We do not. yet.
What? No, we do. We have 5.
But Dale is not a committee member.
Yeah, I
Okay.
apologize. I am not a committee member, just a visitor.
Okay.
So we don't have 5 committee members.
I sent Mimi the link, not Mimi. I sent Tammy the link.
Yeah, I did too.
She knows about it.
I called her a couple of minutes ago. Well, nothing prevents us. Well, actually, I don't know. I mean, I suppose we can just talk socially until we have a quorum, but I don't think we can adjourn. Sorry, I don't think we can kick off the meeting until we have a quorum.
Right.
Okay. Queen Elizabeth has finally died.
Oh, come on.
I
don't
know.
say
They have
that.
the post up there on Reddit.
Yeah, I saw it. It's end of an era.
Yeah.
Longest standing, longest surviving British member of British royalty ever. So
Good medicine these days.
yeah. Yep.
And let's see, the temperature here is,
Yeah, what is it?
call it 100 outside.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's 75 and sunny here. So we've got the better weather here in Boston for a change.
Mhm.
Although, I don't know, I'm in an air conditioned hotel room. I have no idea if it's humid outside or what. I haven't been out. I've been working all day. So.
Can Dale speak with us about, because that's social?
Yeah, Dale, I suppose you can talk to us as Portola Valley residents.
Yeah, since there's no formal meeting, I can certainly say hello.
I'm going to make an attempt at some phone calls here. So bear with me for a moment. I'm going to go offline.
I don't have my phone.
I
Sue,
can still hear you.
do you have your phone close by to get a hold of Mimi? I think Sue's muted. Yeah, she is.
I'll go ahead and call Mimi first. That's a good idea.
Mm. Oh, John's gonna be able to read my notes. She put the dye in my eye and I'm not sure what letters I'm writing here. I think she gets that.
All right, hold on. I'm going to get Tam on just a second. She'll be able to get on voice.
Oh, good. I'm on Zoom.
Okay, so sounds like she had the same problem with the link I sent her as the link you sent her. It didn't open for her. But I just texted her. She's driving back from Tahoe. But I texted her a phone number, the meeting ID, and the passcode. So assuming she can hopefully pull over somewhere and enter all that into her phone, she should be able to get on at least verbally. And I'm pretty sure that she can participate in the meeting just verbally, and then we'll have a quorum. So while we're waiting for that, I will go ahead and open the agenda. I already have it open here. So that we can get into this. And yeah, we haven't had a meeting for a little while, so it's going to be, I think, time. And the thing is I have a meeting. I have a hard stop at 2 p.m. Pacific time to get on to another meeting. So we'll give it a couple more minutes. If she doesn't call in, we're going to probably have to reschedule. And the thing is that the town, we used to be able to kind of wing these things around, especially because, you know, the Cultural Arts Committee being what it is, isn't like some of the more prickly committees that, you know, that can get a little bit contentious or whatever the right word is. You know, it's the Cultural Arts Committee. So if we need to reschedule, in the past, it hasn't been an issue. I've noticed that when I've tried to go off plan, in other words, try for another date, that it's not well received by the town. I think they're just trying to go by the book with some of, you know, I don't know what the reason is, but I'm just theorizing that it might have to do with some of the recent drama around some of the.
We have to have a 1 week notice for a meeting, right?
Right.
Under the Brown Act. So,
Right.
Oh, sorry, guys. If anybody was talking that whole time, I wasn't able to hear you. Because I just realized that my volume was off. So sorry about that.
okay, I was just saying that we have to have I think a 1 week notice for a rescheduled meeting according to the Brown Act.
Yeah, but even, I think they're trying to get even more stickler, because I tried to reschedule a couple meetings. That's why we haven't had one recently, and there really wasn't much flexibility for that. So, yeah.
Is that because the town's Zoom is full up, or?
I don't know.
Hmm.
It sounded more like a compliance thing, and there's a new person named Melissa who's sort of become the one who sends out these emails, who I kind of coordinate with. I haven't met her yet, but she there seems to be a little less flexibility than we used to have, where we could kind of a week out reschedule it, push it out by a week or something like that. That hasn't really been an available option, unfortunately. So we have an event next week. It'd be great if we could have a meeting that would incorporate planning for that, but if we can't, you know, the last concert we had went off reasonably well without, in fact, it went off very well without a meeting in advance. So I guess we'll just stay the course. Well, I guess that's a social topic. Did anybody have a chance to go to the concert? I saw you there, Jerry.
Oh, my gosh. I
missed
brought
it.
people and they are still talking about the band. I sent it to my son. His band has just gotten a few gigs. And he said, you know, he thought they were great. They're really one of the best bands we've had. They're in my top 2 now.
Yeah, I thought they were super fun, great energy. So this next one, Alex Lucero, is really good as well. So it was Ryan, by the way, who got the Joint Chiefs to show. He knew them, I can't remember how, but it was his suggestion to bring them in for this one. And it was Paige who got Alex Lucero, the one who's coming next week. He's great, Alex Lucero and the Live Again Band. And then I got the Gold Souls. And then, you know, Alex Lucero, I haven't seen him live yet. Somebody's just calling in.
Good.
Hey, John, finally.
There
Sorry.
you are. Hey, Tam, thanks for calling in. All right, let's jump right into it, folks, because like I said, I have a hard stop at 2 p.m. Sorry, I'm in the East Coast, so I'm in a different time zone.
I'm
But,
calling it to order at 1:18, John.
Perfect.
Okay.
And I'm just going to jump straight into it. So where did it go?
Approval of minutes is next. Or
Sorry.
any oral
Here we
committee.
go. I pulled up the right screen. So let's see, let's do a roll call. We've got Jerry, Tam, Sue, myself, Phil, and then we have a guest, Dale Fowl. And by the way, by way of introduction, if you haven't heard of Dale, he's very active on some of the committees, including the Fire Preparedness Committee. And he's also an active candidate for the town council. Is that right, Dale?
That is correct.
Great. So let's see, any oral communications that are not going to be agendized, that are not on the agenda? Dale, did you have anything you wanted to announce or communicate?
No, I am just here to observe. I think you guys do a great job. I dropped in early on your concert. Unfortunately, because they got a late start, I didn't get to hear as much as I wanted to, but it was fantastic.
Great. Well, glad to hear it. So let's see, in the agenda package is the minutes from the last meeting. And let's see, is there anybody who wants to make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from the last meeting?
Motion to approve.
All right, that was Tam. Anybody
it.
want to second that?
Second,
Phil,
And that was Phil.
I got it.
All right, cool, thanks. All right, let's jump into new business. So first of all, last minute planning for the September 15th Summer Concert Series event. That's next Thursday.
Mhm.
Again, the band name is Alex Lucero and the Live Again Band. Great music. And I guess the plan is to do pretty much what we did last week. I think what I'll do is send out an email on PV Forum tonight to remind people that it's coming. And I'll do some social media posts as well. And I'll ask Carrie Chin to do the same. And then I'll do that on both PV Forum and Nextdoor. For the Gold Souls, which was the July event, I put up some posters around town on sandwich boards. Those sandwich boards are in my driveway. I was planning to put them up for the previous event, but I unfortunately ran out of time that day. So that didn't happen, but there are posters already up around town. And as you know, you've probably seen them. There's banners around that announce all three events. But what I had done for the Gold Souls was to put up several, I think I have 4 or 5 poster boards. I put one up at the intersection of Alpine and Portola. I put 1 or maybe 2 up in the area in front of Bianchini's. And then I put 1 up at the what's it called? The farmer's market when it opened, but up until it opened, I just had it up at the entrance to the ranch. So basically that's all I have. And what I did is, you might remember that for the PV Palooza event, we had printed some styrofoam backed posters. And then what I did is I just took kind of blue painter's tape. I put an arrow next to the date with the word tonight on it on top of that poster with the arrow pointing to what was the first date, right? And so this time it'll be the third date because the poster announces all 3 events. So if there's somebody who wants to volunteer to stop by my garage on, somewhat early in the day on Thursday, then you can go, put those up and the posters might need a little extra tape on them to, not the posters, the sandwich boards might need a little extra tape. And of course, we're gonna want to relabel with that arrow. But otherwise, I think, you know, it's not a ton of work to just drive those around. So if anybody wants to do that, I would love the help.
Think I have a few concert tonight. We had them made white. And you just tape them onto that as well. And I think I put them in the closet. I only see one white sandwich board in the closet. Do you remember, Jerry, you got like 6 of them from the horse people?
I did, yes.
I don't know where they are.
I don't know where they are either.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I have all the poster boards, but I don't have, I don't know where those concert tonight ones, sorry, the sandwich boards. I have all the sandwich boards, but I don't think I have the concert tonight ones.
No,
There might
it's
be-
just paper that we'll put across on the sandwich board that says concert tonight. It has high visibility for the road. That's all.
Right.
It works too. People do remember, particularly at Portola and Alpine.
Okay, well, if you want to go get some of those, that works
I'll
too.
I'll see if I'm alive on Thursday, but I'll try to help.
Okay,
Okay.
Okay, so, John, you give me a text or a call next Thursday morning and I'll come on over and help distribute those things.
okay, awesome, thanks. And then let's see, the next item is budget review, and we're gonna have to delay that one because I never got a response from the town on whether the budget was approved that I submitted. And also, I never got a response as to how much money, I don't have any visibility into the budget right now, so I'm gonna have to wait on that one. And so we'll just delay that, but that's fine. I don't think there's any pending urgent items. So we'll just skip that one unless somebody has a question about the budget.
John, I have a question regarding the movie nights, because
That's-
Heidi has sent out a few announcements that it's going to cost, I think, $465 per film, and we're doing a film on the 14th and tentatively on the 21st. Is that approved, or is that pending approval from,
Yeah,
you know, for
unfortunately,
you?
I have no way to give formal approval because I don't know how much money was approved in the fiscal year 20. Where are we in 2023 fiscal year? So I don't know what's in the budget. I guess it's called the 2022, 2023 fiscal year. I don't know what funds are in there, assuming that they have done, which is what they've done in the past, is that they've approved the budget we asked for, then there should be funds in there for that. Although we didn't, I don't know if we specifically earmarked
Well,
that.
and yeah, when we first James and I are going to provide the screen and the projector.
Which is
And
great.
so, well, but initially it was, will we have to pay for the use of the film, since it's really like, you know, it's a town viewing and not public viewing. So and then the last email interaction I had with Heidi was it's going to be $465. And she and Ryan had come up with a plan for 2 different films, but I don't know if it's actually my thought is this happening, or is it pending on approval for the funds?
Well, I think let's do this. Let's vote on it with the condition that there's money in the budget to do it, right? Because I don't know what's in the budget. Sorry?
I think Heidi should be involved in that conversation most likely, because she's made all the effort, you know?
Well, let's see
But
here.
that's almost $1,000 for 2 films, which I thought was kind of steep. I don't know how everybody else feels, but
Well, so this is just for licensing. I don't think we have a choice on that.
We don't.
Okay, excuse me, I did call the library. We do need to keep some sort of minutes on a thumb drive so we can pass them on. Our own library let the license go during COVID. And I contacted our library and she contacted the main library. Menlo Park has a license. And in the past, we've been able to use it. It would be a joint sponsor with the library and cultural arts. So we would not have to get the license. We did use it in the past.
Is Heidi aware of that? I don't know if she is.
No, I just found out today.
Okay.
So
Well, yeah, and they selected a film, so I bet the film, because like you can't use Toy Story, you can't use, there's a lot of limitations. I was really surprised for like,
right.
yeah.
Um,
So
and then I
one of
also
the
called my
li-
also called my daughter-in-law, who is head of HR for Disney, wondering if we couldn't get something. But as long as the county library system has a license, we should be able to jointly do it with them and show it maybe on the library property, which is the performance lawn anyway.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So I think it's doable without the license. I don't know if they get a better deal on the price. But
We actually pretty steep, you know, I thought, I was surprised.
It's how it goes. To put a play on at my school, you can't believe the royalties to get permission to put on a play. It's just how it goes in the industry. Anything that's copyrighted,
Yeah.
even at my music for the band and the orchestra. If it weren't for Kiwanis of San Carlos, I wouldn't be able to have had new music every year for every student that was in the band and orchestra. You would die, Tammy, to see what my bills were.
Well, I think we should probably, if this is going to be an annual event, we should probably incorporate the fees that go along with it, you know, just so that
So
it's in the
guys,
budget.
let's do this. It sounds like Sue has got some data points, having spoken to the library. I know that Heidi has also spoken to the library, and it's as a result.
Like the film library, that's the problem. They're like, the kids have already seen, you know, I don't know. That's the part I don't understand because, you know, my kids are all grown. So I think you're right. So all I know is James and I are gonna set it up and screen it. I don't know what exactly is going to be screened, and I don't really know what the cost is, but I'm the only person on this call who has been interacting with that.
Okay, well, let's do this. The date that you're talking about is October 14th.
There's the 14th and the 21st. And then we had talked about maybe just doing one instead of two in a row. I don't, you know, that was the last time we were on a call together and spoke about it. That was sort of the question that was up in the air. I don't know that question's been answered. Kind of up to you, John.
Okay, let's do this. The problem is that the next Thursday that we would have a meeting is the 13th, which would be the day before the meeting, which would be the day before the event itself. And that's way too.
No, this is October. This will be October. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so that's like the very next day, because the second Thursday in October, which is the date of our meetings, is the 13th of October.
So should we do it the 21st and not the 14th?
No, I think we should make a decision in this meeting that gives us the latitude we need. So this is what I'm going to propose to vote on, and then we can second it if we all agree. So basically, the proposal is that we move forward with a movie night for the kids on the October 14th and a subsequent movie night for the adults on the 21st. And that the only contingency is to confirm that the budget is there based on John receiving the budget from Cindy.
Okay.
And confirming that it is indeed necessary to get license payments. And we have to confirm both of those. It could be that it's all good news. We have all the money we want in the budget and we don't need to pay anything because what Sue just said is true. If that's the case, that's all good news.
If that's the film that Ryan and Heidi want to screen, because they've been going back and forth about all that. I'm just on the emails. I haven't made any contributions other than I just said, hey, we'll set it up. We have
Yeah,
the screen and the projector.
I think so. Last time we approved the idea of having the movies, and you generously offered to do the projector, and I'm going to contribute the audio equipment.
That was when we were going to do one. Now we're doing two. So I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
It's actually James, he'll have to do all the logistics on how to do it.
So
We just have all the equipment, which is good. So,
yeah,
but I'd want to practice run before we do it for the kids, like just to make sure,
yeah,
maybe
we
with
could,
the committee or something. Yeah.
right. So we can do the practice run and, do all the necessary steps. But I guess in terms of the vote, in order to actually make it so that we can move forward with this with enough things in place from the committee from a meeting standpoint so that we can actually put an action plan together and make it happen. We need to do a vote on something and we don't have enough information to do that vote. So the vote needs to have contingencies in it. So what I'm proposing is that we vote to go ahead and have both of these meetings on both of these movies on both of these dates. In other words, the kids movie night on October 14th and then the family movie night on October 21st. That's basically 2 consecutive Fridays. And the proposal is contingent on either it costs nothing because Sue is right about the library thing, and therefore there's no licensing cost, in which case it's all good regardless of what's in the budget. B, it costs this $465 per license, and there's enough budget in the, enough funds in the budget to cover it. And of course, C would be best of both worlds. There's plenty of money in the budget and it's zero cost. And then the D scenario is we don't have enough budget. And then in that case, we're gonna have to cancel it. So basically,
I would fund one of them if that was the kid. I would fund the kid one.
oh yeah,
James and I would fund that. If because it'd be not, I mean, I don't know what the weather's going to be like, and that's the other thing. Like, we kind of have to do it pending, rain and all that. So, yeah.
Can't we go inside to the community room?
I mean, I don't know, because the screen is kind of, it's like an 8 by 12 foot screen that's on, these little lifters. And then, I mean, I don't know. We'd have to figure out what the capacity is in there. We could probably do it, but
well, I mean, there actually is.
that's actually a good idea.
Yeah, there's a screen in the room. It's pretty big. It's good for meetings. They pull it down. It's against the wall where the storage is, and they pull it down and set it up. And it's been good for 200 people or more. And I don't think we'll have that many kids. They can bring their blankets, and if we have to go inside.
A good idea. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll move. Jerry, you had a question first.
No, I was just gonna say, we have already voted on this. on May 12th. The
Yeah,
only
but-
thing is, we're making an addendum to our already approved item. And now we're adding a contingency because we don't have a firm budget yet approved by town. So basically, everything else is the same as approved on May 12th, except the new contingency of wonderfully accepting the San Mateo County license, if available, and or our budget line item is approved. That's so we're only really voting on the added contingencies,
Yes.
okay?
Okay.
Right?
So,
Yes.
so
Yes.
I'll move that we add the contingency.
Mm-hmm. We're updating our already approved event.
The truth is that,
We approved this event on May 12th.
right, it,
So now we're updating that and adding contingencies because we have to, because the budget hasn't been approved yet.
okay,
Right.
so I'll move that we go ahead with this event contingent on the town giving us
The line
Uh,
item budget
the budget.
or
Cash.
the San Mateo County Library licensing, right,
Okay.
John?
Yes,
You know,
exactly.
the movie still may cost something. Does it?
Yes,
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what the contingency is for.
I
The
think
li-
they did all that. I think they've already done all that legwork, Ryan and Heidi. I just don't think they could attend the meeting. And I'm the
Yeah.
only other person that was on the email, so I felt like I should say something, but I'm not really sure how far down the road they are with any of this. So
Looks like, I mean, based on the email, the very bottom of the email was an email from somebody with a company called swankmp.com.
Right.
And it looks like it's a licensing company, and that the licenses
Yeah.
per movie per event, the licensing fees will vary depending on your movie selection and your crowd size. A one-day public performance license for most movies for a crowd size of 200 people or less ranges from $435 to $465 per movie event.
yeah,
And that's why she said that's way too much money, because we have to pay for the movie and this company.
No,
And
we
she-
don't have to pay for the, no.
Oh,
The
okay,
last meeting we had was, we're not going to use that company, which was
right,
to go a couple meetings back. The company, and I forget what it was called, like Movies and Kids or Films and
that's right. I have
what it
it.
was called. What I thought was great about using that company, even though I knew that there were people around, including Tam and others, who would be willing to contribute projection equipment. I thought that they were going to take care of the licensing, but then it came clear that they said, no, we don't do licensing. I was like, well,
yeah,
that's a complete ripoff. So then that was when Tam said, look, we'll chip in the video. I said, we chip in the audio. We had a great zero cost plan. But then Heidi discovered we still have to take care of licensing. It could be that there's some kind of a library based loophole around the licensing, but I'm pretty sure, Sue, that the Heidi already spoke with the library in coming up with this approach. And I think that's why she,
know that.
which they could have said, no, we don't have the license anymore. It was Kat that called for me and found out. She assumed that it had expired too. Kat called, made the extra step to call. So at any rate, shall we move that? We
Yeah,
go
so-
ahead with,
there's a disconnect between what you're saying and what's in the email from Heidi, because I know that Heidi was in contact with the library, but it
okay,
doesn't matter. The way we are packaging this vote together, either one of those two scenarios can come forth and we still can have the event.
right.
Right. So let's go ahead and if we can get someone to move on it and second it, we can free up the planning for these two events so that they can happen.
well, I'll move that we go ahead sponsor this with the contingency that the town has given us that enough money in the budget. When we find out what the budget,
Perfect.
Here,
Anyone?
here.
so it needs a second.
I'll second it.
All right. I'll be an aye. Everybody,
I,
we got a unanimous approval from all
Yes.
committee members present.
Yes.
Thank you. And then let's see, great progress on the movie nights. Let's move on for planning for PV Palooza and summer concerts for 2023. Let's see, what I would like to do for our next meeting is pick dates and make lists of tasks that should be remembered. And Heidi, I know, had sent an email while it was fresh in her mind about a lot of the things that we didn't think of to for example, there was a bathroom cleanup incident that we had to deal with during the course of the event that would have been better handled by another resource. So that kind of thing. And I've got a whole bunch of things that I should remember to write down this summer, so I don't have to remember it X months from now. So between now and then, I'd like to, for the next meeting, I'd like to kind of go through that master list of all the things we need to think about and plan for. But let's talk a minute about high-level dates. Did everybody like the sequencing in terms of PV Palooza in early June, roughly the same date as this year, plus or minus, a summer concert series in July, August, and September? Do we feel like that worked well in terms of a sequencing?
Yeah,
mhm.
yes.
We ought
I
to
mean,
talk
because,
to-
the one thing we used to have Blues and Brews right as school went back. And, since that doesn't occur anymore, I think it's really important to have something after the kids go back to school. So I think that September 14th is great. I think it's, yeah.
I
I
like
think the summer,
sequencing.
you never know.
Yeah, I like the sequencing as well. And we also have the town picnic. Wait, when is that now? It's
next
soon.
week.
Next
It's
week.
the 17th. So I think we ought to check with Parks and Rec. They may have done this later because we did the June thing. The town picnic has always been in June. And double check with them that they, if they want to do June for the town picnic, then we might do September for the Palooza. But if they like their setup, I like the June. I like it all. But
Do
maybe-
they ever want to coincide with Palooza, like the picnic and Palooza be?
No, I would veto
No?
that
Okay.
because we
No.
did it for PV Live Revive,
Okay,
and I think it just had too much in one day. It was too
Yeah.
much.
yeah.
But
I will say, and before I forget, Justin, who's our maintenance guy, was sitting there thinking, oh, and I also heard it from Joy Deezer's daughter, we should have an art fair with it. A few people set up tents, and in between music, you could walk around and look at the art, support local artists.
great.
So that's kind of a cool idea to join with that.
yeah,
And doesn't create any
John,
more
let's
work.
get Joy on this committee. Let's get Joy Deezer on this committee.
Well, it was her daughter. Yeah,
Her daughter.
so that's
Here.
kind of something to look forward to too.
let's get Piper. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see. I'm okay, so I'm hearing that high level, we like the idea of keeping the dates the same. I will let John know that we're planning to do that. And then John of Parks and Rec,
Right, Myers.
John Meyer, yep. and then we'll make sure Myers, and then we'll make sure that he knows that, and we will get early clearance with, the church, with the horse folks and all that stuff about all those dates, particularly for PV Palooza. It's always good to let those neighbors know early about this stuff. And then, of course, we'll start working on band selection, all the other stuff. That'll sort of all fall into place once we have the dates. And I love the idea about adding some additional forms of artistic expression, including art, but maybe photography and maybe, I don't know, cooking, whatever forms of artistic expression make sense to join up with this PV Palooza. All right, anything else regarding planning for next summer's events?
I do think we need to make a list, starting from the ending, like you say, the bathroom. And I have a couple of suggestions, and definitely one is handicap should be at the top of the list next time. So if we can compile all those, I don't know if we could send them to Jerry. Would you mind? And then
No.
we have them ready for the next, for when we discuss it.
Yeah, pop that in the notes.
How about chairs? We could have some chairs. I'm
we-
still so mad about that. Okay. And a first aid kit. Yeah. So if you don't
I don't
mind,
think
Jerry.
that,
No, it's fine with me. I'm sorry. I'm taking notes, so
Okay.
compile ideas. Now I lost my sentence.
I think it'll just save us some time.
We
And-
brought along chairs to set up on the town hall green, and 2 more chairs to set up over by the soccer field. Encouraging people to bring chairs might be a good thing. Do we need additional chairs for handicap?
Or how about us? I stood at that gate for 4 hours without a chair. Kevin went looking for me because the town wouldn't give us their chairs because they're indoor chairs and they get dirty and then they scrape the floor. I get that, but we had asked for them 2 weeks prior and a first aid kit, and we never got it. I went Friday afternoon. I never got any of the things that I'd asked for by mail, by phone, by message. I never got any of it. So we
Wow.
need to do a little better next time.
so perhaps we should put those items in our budget so that we have those just for this committee and just for those events. A first
would you-
aid kit, and, how many chairs do you think, Sue?
How many were you, Jerry, at the table? 4?
We were 4, and
So-
there were 2 of you at the other end. And if you don't, that's the other thing, we need to for sure add each one of us. I know it would be lovely to sit on the lawn. I didn't get to very much because we need to control the people. And Sue and and my husband had to escort a motorcycle guy off, and Sue and I don't know if Jean helped you or not, a car wanted to just drive up the path. They were going to the other band. So we have to have people manning the gates and the entrances. And we
Yeah.
didn't think about it. We thought everybody would just walk in like they do for our summer concert. But I think with the Palooza, people in the band told their friends. There were a lot of people there that weren't from Portola Valley. So we can't blame them. We have to be better organized.
And the fire truck and the food truck need escorting in. Food truck almost hit the building.
Mhm.
I made the guy get his worker out and guide the truck in. Otherwise, he would have hit the building. Firemen get out and look. They were fabulous. I have to say the band people were wonderful.
Yes.
They didn't mind backing up. They didn't mind parking elsewhere. They were fabulous, but some of it was our own residents that weren't weren't very nice. And one gal drove in and expected to drop her son off at the soccer goal. I said, well, can't he walk 25 feet? You know, I mean, that's the kind of thing you need a gate person. And the fire truck and the big trucks that come in. You really need somebody there. And I did not have a chair. Okay.
To you guys is that, you know, throughout the year, we could pose that the event is, you know, a green event, and we're hoping that people will come in by foot or bike or other means of transportation. You know, just ahead, like, not that people will, but you might get a percentage of people that will if we start to encourage it throughout the year. That our
Yeah.
events are green
Yeah.
events. Once.
No, we
You
saw
know,
people
in the-
walking along in front of Jellick's Ranch. We saw people walking to the town. It was wonderful. And a
Great.
lot of bikers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a great event. Thank you, John. It was really
It was-
fabulous.
It was
Oh, it was a-
amazing.
It was a
Yeah.
team event. I think we all chipped in well, and thank you to everybody for making that happen. And then, let's see, so I have a hard stop in just a couple minutes. I need to be off the call.
So I have to get approval for one thing on my agenda.
Yeah, that's why I wanted.
Okay, so it's a two-part. One is that I wrote the town, it was a beautiful letter. I had many compliments. I wrote it in December regarding the photography, permanent photography collection from our local photographers. I have not heard from the town. I know it went in because Sharon put it in, but that's December. I'm thinking, and I'm kind of glad Mimi's not here today. I would love to dedicate the first showing to Shelley.
Yes.
And, but that's not going to happen because I haven't heard from them. But, the second part of that, and I think it was lost in the last few meetings that we haven't been able to vote, is that we have talked about this in the past of having some art fair locally. Now it's September. I don't know when we can do it. Much like the farmers market where they set up their own tents and it's all local artists. I have to say that the Pam Durrell put on the most fantastic art fair down at the church. I wouldn't try to copy her or copy that, but it was absolutely wonderful. And everyone loved it. And I'd love to see more local art. Something came today and somebody said, can't we do our Woodside High kids? That's our feeder school. Can't we include them in the art thing? So I just need your approval that yes, indeed, we could put on an art fair outside in the parking lot, maybe use the schoolroom for the finer art, for the little jewelry and stuff. And that when it can be put together, I mean, I guess if we're going to be in a drought, it might not matter. But if it works, I could jump on it late October. I just need your vote that yes, indeed, we could.
Okay.
Hey,
let's vote.
Sue, the Priory gave up their Christmas fair that they used to do, that they did for like 15 years.
No, we did it.
No,
Maybe
we
that
did
was
it.
ours.
That was cultural
So
arts.
maybe you, right, but it was hosted at the Priory. Maybe you would want to pick that up as a town event.
No,
At the
no,
town.
no, because they don't charge us, but the town has to get an insurance policy. I think it was $1,000 last time.
Right.
And we had no chairs for it. It's a big deal.
Tammy,
Well, I mean,
we outgrew the little schoolhouse and we had to move to the Priory. And I'm worried
Yeah.
about John. We need to vote on this because John has one
All
in a
right.
couple minutes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but John, I'm your guardian.
Thank you.
'Cause we can talk about this even if you go away, can't we? And I mean, just.
I don't think we
get
can vote.
Tammy up. Oh, no, we need to
Yeah.
vote right now. Otherwise we can't vote.
Right.
We can catch Tammy up about the schoolhouse because that's
Yeah.
just talk. That
Right.
isn't,
You
That-
can
that-
appoint somebody, John, to conduct the meeting in your absence.
Yeah,
And
granted Phil host rights, so he is now the,
Okay,
Okay,
Okay.
okay. But we need you for the vote.
yeah, I'm staying here. So I just changed you to be the host, Phil.
Okay, got it.
So if somebody wants to motion.
I make a
I'll
motion. Oh, go ahead, Tammy.
No, you go, because you have it.
No, I'm writing now, so go ahead. I've already written your name.
I'll make a motion for Sue's events for photography and an art fair.
And I second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I,
And
Thank you,
I-
John.
have any Kleiners? I think we just got a vote. I'm gonna go ahead and duck out, and Phil will be able to continue the meeting until its natural end.
okay.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, John.
So you
Aye,
duck out,
John.
it becomes, it's no longer an official meeting. It's now a conversation.
Yes, the meeting is officially
Okay,
adjourned. But you
so
can continue.
at 2 PM adjourned. Got it. Thank you.
Okay,
You didn't get on, Phil, did you need to with your event, with Leslie's event?
He wasn't
Oh.
on the agenda, but
Oh, it was
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, it was last time.
Yeah.
Sorry. It was in the minutes. Sorry.
and put on your calendars now, please, that our next meeting is October 13.
Hey, so Sue and Terry, you don't think on a smaller scale doing an art fair is worthwhile, or is it just the cost, or is it the amount of work it takes to make it happen, or both?
Both of them. I mean, we're getting older and we had Graham on our committee when we were at the Priory, and he would come down early and set up tables and chairs. We had to help every artist out to their car. I mean, we were there early in the morning till late. It got so big that it was overran, right, Sue, at the schoolhouse. And I thought it was really great, the schoolhouse, because you felt so close and cozy and all that. And it was great at the Priory, but the insurance got cost prohibitive. And the town
Yeah.
we can't put anything, and Sue, you help me here. We can't put anything in the town hall for another, is it 7 years left now?
20 from what are we now? 13 years in
With
from the
13,
building. So it was a 20-year
right, so
limit. You can't
7.
sell anything in the community room. Big art could be shown in there, but it had to be purchased outside or
Right.
individually. But the cool thing with the fair, it would be out in front in the parking lot. Everybody's responsible for their own tents. Because remember, we had to clean that Priory gym floor with the dust broom at 11 o'clock at night, I think.
Yeah.
So this way, we wouldn't have to do that. I would charge, I don't know, $25 and pay somebody to clean up. But mostly the artists would take their tents, all their stuff, and go. So there shouldn't be, and they put it up and they take it down, so there shouldn't be too much work. And you know, it'd be much on the order of the farmer's market. And highly visible out on the road.
I kind of feel like I'm thinking like budget wise. I had no idea that the films were going to cost as much as they're going to cost.
No.
And frankly, I think, and I should have said this when John was on, but, and I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I think we need to construct something that takes into account the amount of attendance that we're going to get for the amount of money that we're going to spend. We may only have 50 kids that come to one of those films.
That's right.
And that art fair at the Priory, because I know James and I had our photography there for a few years, a lot of people came. I mean, it was all day long, and it was probably hundreds of people, and it was a much more widely attended, broadly based event than the movie nights, like it's gonna be upwards of $1,000, and that's without, all the logistics that are gonna go along with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just, the optics for next year, I'm thinking maybe we should think about doing a fair like that, because it creates a lot of community,
Oh, it was wonderful. The biggest thing, Tammy, was that the two gals that headed it, Jane Wilson and Crystal Chiancuti, had done it for 4 or 5 years, and they didn't want to do it again, and nobody else stepped up. And further, nobody else has even said, where's the Christmas fair, to my knowledge. Yeah.
Well,
No, it
people
was a
were very
wonderful event.
People were confused. They really thought that when it started to be at the Priory, that's when James and I showed our stuff. I didn't realize it was a town event. And my kids went to the Priory, so I was like, it was confusing for people, which happens a lot with the Priory, because the Priory tends to give, and then people assume it's their event. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes. And we have held, Cultural Arts has held exhibits there that stay up for a week or two of our local artists. And you would think that it was a Priory event. I mean, the publicity we do says that we're doing it, but the Priory has been very generous to us, and it's a great facility. And it's just the insurance.
Town center is beautiful. I didn't realize that you can't sell anything there, so that makes sense.
No, the selling is in our own community center, because it was given by, what's his name?
A German man.
The German that owned or started SAP, Hans Plotz, not Plotzner, Hans Plotz. He gave it through his German foundation. And that was their specific, that we could not sell anything in the room for 20 years. We've tried to work around that or try to change it, but it's not fair to do to him or to his foundation, to renege on that.
Mhm.
So we'll have to wait 7 more years or 6.5 and counting.
Right.
So
We'll be here.
yeah, as I said, we could do easily, we can do big art, big expensive art. I mean, Adele Seltzer's stuff is 14,000 up. If somebody wants it, they'll talk to her, and Adele will deliver it to her tomorrow and pay then. So we're not exchanging any money in the building.
Yeah.
And the Stanford.
But it was the fair itself. The Christmas fair was just nice because it got people in the mood, and everyone came, and it was communal, which was really nice. And I think.
If we could do it again, it'd be wonderful, but we need a couple of good chairs. It's so much work.
Yeah.
It is so much work.
I mean, I could probably do it for 1 year. I don't think I could do it like 5 years. I don't know.
Yeah. It's just a lot of physical labor plus all the gymnastics and accounting, and some artists are temperamental. So, so you have to deal with them too.
And as I was helping some load up and go to their cars, they were complaining that there were a lot of people, Tammy, but they didn't sell a whole lot, and they had paid for a space. So people.
We always our photography sold enough that it paid for a space and then some. It was just fun to be. I mean, it was a nice event. It really was.
Oh, it was.
It started to die off a little bit the last year. I thought, wasn't as well.
It's possible we could do it in the school. We could do it in the gym at Corona Madera. We just haven't asked them. I know they can give it to us legally. They have to, but
I think a nice committee event to do, and I think that this committee. The nice thing is that there's the people that are on it like to participate. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's, like, yeah, I think people like to participate. So I think somebody like Ryan Breen and Heidi, who are younger and have young kids, and I think they'd love doing something like that. As long as it wasn't huge. I think if it gets too big, it's overwhelming and it's no longer. I think you should only have local artists. That was what I think changed about that Christmas fair. There were people from all over the place that came to sell their goods there. You know, I think it should be towny. But that was just me. I felt like, you know, that's a nice way to come together. But it was, I didn't do it, so I only participated in it, so I can only imagine how much work it was.
I'm tired thinking of it.
I know. To sell, I always tease my neighbor and say, well, how many jars of jam did you sell this year? She did pretty well. Actually, her jam is great. So, but yeah, it was fun, but a lot of work. And I think the hard part was some of the members we had on the committee that had young families, because they do have young families. They're committed. You know, they've got soccer games and family events, and that time of year, there's a lot going on.
Yeah,
So,
there is.
But it was like the other thing, Tammy, that you may not be aware of. We worked very hard. Liz was our chairman, and Paige was and we even contacted, Liz and I went over to Woodside. We tried to combine with Woodside, and Paige contacted people she knew in Woodside because they had their Christmas fair. We thought we'd put them together because we could use their space, and then our town maybe wouldn't have to pay so much for insurance. But that didn't work out either. And then they've ended up canceling their Woodside Christmas fair.
I think they might be back because what happened is the church there, and I don't know if the church has changed names, but they've gone into what's called the hub.
That's right.
And the church, the community hall, the whole patio, the whole outside has become available to community and community events, not affiliated with the church necessarily. And I think they're going to do another art fair, and they'll probably do a Christmas fair as well. And their cultural arts does first Friday on at the town hall, at the Woodside Town Hall. And it's been on Zoom lately, the last couple of years. And they'll be back probably at some point. So, yeah, and the hub has entertained quite a few artists. And I wish we could do it. I wish we could, I mean, I wish we could get our community hall, whether we sell in it or not, for a more permanent, a longer term performance or show. That's all.
I'm sorry. Did you say the hub is going to do a Christmas fair coming up?
I was just reading between the lines that, no, I can't say they are for sure, but I got some communication that I was thinking they might do that.
So they're perhaps planning a Christmas fair.
Yeah.
I want to make sure my notes are accurate.
Yeah. Oh, no, I wouldn't put that in the notes because we don't have a meeting anymore, Jerry.
No, I know, but I still took notes.
Oh,
for
in your
John,
own notes. Okay.
'cause
Yeah.
I sent it to John, and then he
Okay.
does the official.
Okay. I got in a loop with some other artists, and that's where I heard that.
I'm driving to Vallejo. It's 114 degrees.
How much?
114.
Vallejo, 114.
Wow.
What are we now, Phil?
104 according to the next door weather
Yeah.
underground station.
Yeah.
And-
It's hot.
Let's see, according to the purple air sensor at our house, it's 101. So
That's pretty accurate. And
Hopefully this breaks
what were you
soon.
doing in Tahoe, Tammy? Do you have a place up there?
Yeah. Yeah. It was
Was it-
hot, it was high 80s, low 90s,
Oh,
which when
that's-
you're at altitude, it's warm. Yeah.
yeah. That's high for up there, but I bet it was a lot nicer than here.
Yeah, I'm sure. And the air quality was pretty good up there. It was
Good.
beautiful up there.
So Phil,
Well, thank
what about
you very
Sunday?
much, everybody.
Poor Dale is still with us. Dale, we don't usually talk afterward, but sometimes our
I know.
meetings run over. But John,
Thanks for checking in, Gail. All right, ladies, I'll see you. I'm not going to be at the September 14th. I'm headed to Europe tomorrow, and then I'm going to meet John Badger and his wife in Paris for his 60th birthday.
oh, how wonderful.
Yeah, so that should be really cool. So we'll have to do a little song for him at our next meeting.
Check out the art
Sing to-
in Paris for us.
I will. All right,
Okay,
you guys. I'll
have
talk
a
to you.
safe trip.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
So I
Okay.
heard correctly, they're all going to Paris?
Yes.
Wow,
And here we are in 104.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm still at the point where I do not want to do any air travel
I don't either.
necessary until COVID is less.
Yeah.
We've got Leslie and I have our vaccinations coming up tomorrow for the new vaccine. And Leslie's going to travel to see her family while I hang here.
On a plane.
Yep, she
Mhm.
double masks.
Yeah,
I have no desire to get COVID. And
Yep,
almost everybody that I've talked to that's traveled has gotten it.
Mm.
One couple came back with it. No wonder we're getting it.
Yep. No, Leslie took a trip to Iceland where she had to talk at a conference. She was double masked on the planes both ways and managed not to catch it. But a colleague did catch it, and there you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess we should sign off.
Okay.
right. Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you, Dale, for joining us today.
Thanks, Dale. Yeah.
Thank you all.
Thanks,
It's
everybody.
You guys do great work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye.